In this video, I will be unboxing, setting up and reviewing this 1200 lumens light by Vastfire. So what do we get in the box? Vastfire are kind enough to send a rear light as well. As you can see in the video here, the rear light is quite small and compact. It has 4 different modes of flashing. It also has a swivel, as you can see, up and down, and a silicone strap, so you can put that on the back of your bike. And it comes with a clip, so you don't have to always unstrap it as well. It comes with a small USB charger, and it takes a couple of hours to fully charge, and it lasts a couple of hours as well, so plenty of time. And it's nice and bright as well, very compact, and it works just great. Charging the light is very easy. As you can see, you unflap the small piece of silicone cover over the USB connector, plug in the small cable that is supplied, and off you go. Simple and easy. Moving on to the front light, unboxing that box, you get 2 smaller boxes inside, which come with a USB-C charger and the light itself, as well as a clamp for the bike for your handlebars. Now this light is water resistant, and it has an aluminium casing. It's very nice and cool to the touch. It's not very heavy, but it feels really nice and it looks really nice. This is one of the nicer bike lights that I've used. It's got 3 beams in the front with LEDs. The center beam is the white light with a very bright centered and narrow view of light, and the 2 outer LEDs are the warmer light, which have a much wider spread of light. So using those, you'll see in the video later on, those have a much wider spread which light up much further to the left and the right. The angle is much bigger compared to the center light, which is more down the path when I do the walking and that, which you'll see later on. How long does this light last once it's on? The center beam, once it's on and fully charged, it will last around 2 hours, and the outer beams, when using those with a dimmer setting, will last you about 6 hours, and charging time is around 6 hours to fully charge the light. And then the light also comes with a nice LED number on the front. You'll see in the little black square on the front there's a small blue number, and that's the percentage of battery power, so that's quite nice. So you can see how much power is left for the light. Operating the light is very easy, so there's 2 arrows just below the LED screen with the percentage of battery power. One is facing up and one is facing down. The up is the center beam on the light, which is the much stronger beam and more focused, concentrated light, and the bottom one is the 2 outer beams, which gives you a much wider spread of light. So those are the 2 buttons there. So pressing the top one, the arrow up, will give you a blue LED underneath the arrow, and the bottom arrow will give you a green LED to show that you're using the wider angle light. Then cycling through those by pressing those buttons again, you will dim the light 3 times, and then it will go into the flashing mode as well as an SOS mode, and then the next press will switch them off. If you want to switch them off directly, you just hold down either of the buttons and the light will then switch off. Charging the light is easy as well, just like the rear light. You move the protective flap on the back, and then you put the USB-C connector in there, connect that to a PC or a wall charger, and then the battery indicator will flash on the unit's number, so that number will then climb as it charges. And there is also another USB plug on the light, which you can use this light as a battery pack as well, so that's also quite cool. Now, fitting the light on the bike, what I've done is I've taken a piece of silicone strap from a previous light that I've reviewed. You need to do that if your handlebars are quite narrow and thin like mine are, just to give a bit of extra space and grip when you put this grip on. So you'll see now it just gives it that bit more extra space, so I can tighten it. Then once the grip is on and the attachment is on as you want it, just screw in the bolt that's supplied, and that will then pull the other side in towards it and tighten it against the handlebars. So that's pretty simple to do. And once you're ready and wanting to put the light on, just make sure that you have the correct facing of the grip that you want. So you want to slide the light on from the bike towards the front wheel, so that if you do hit any bumps and it's not clipped on properly, it doesn't fly off in front of you, rather come towards you. But it does have a nice good clip on it. It's really strong, and it is quite firm to press that button to make sure that the clip doesn't come out hitting bumps and things like that. So now I've secured the light. It's really easy. It clicked into place. Just doing a few more tests to make sure that it is working and it's all charged up and ready to go. And then in the next part of the video, I will show you what it looks like in the evening with a bit of drizzle as well, so it also works in the rains. So here I am in the pathway with the light, and you can see I pressed the up arrow at the top, which is the center beam. You can see how focused this light is. It's very narrow, so the outer sides of the path are not lit up, as you can see, and the light is also much whiter. It's not a warm light like an orange light. So I'm just facing it a bit more down as it is too high, so you can adjust it, like I said earlier, with that silicone silicone strap on the inside because my handlebars are quite thin. So pressing the button, as you can see, the light slowly dims. There's 3 settings when you press it. So you press it 3 times, it will go really dim. Then it will go into the flashing mode, and then it will go into the SOS mode, and then it will turn off when you press it again. So pressing the bottom arrow, as you can see here, that's a much wider beam, and the light isn't as white. It is more orange, and it is nice and warm. You can see I press those a few times, it gets dim, goes into the flashing, goes into the SOS, and then switches off. So that's the green LED on the light, as you can see. So the blue one is the center beam, the strong one, and that I put on now, and then I ride down the path. So you can see it's a very focused light. So you can see as I'm trying to ride with one hand how it's aiming where the handlebars are aiming. So it's very directional, this light, compared to the others. Now what I do here is I set up the camera on the floor and then ride with the one setting on. Now this is the 2 beam, so you'll see when I come back the light will be more orange, and I'll slow it down so you can actually see the 2 beams causing that flare on the screen. So you can see that that's 2 beams being used now and not the one. So this is the much wider one. You'll see as I slow down, you'll see the 2 beams splitting, and that's what happens there. And now I switch on to the single beam, which is a much more directional light, much whiter light. As you can see, it's very bright, this one. Now this is the 1 beam setting. So as I come back, you'll see I'll slow down the video again, and you'll just see the 1 beam shining, and that's much more directional. You'll see as I come towards the camera, it's much brighter and much whiter. It gives a bit of a blue color on the lens. So that's that. And then what I do is I then go and ride down a path to see the width of the light, the angle of the light. So you'll see here I put the center beam on, and I'll ride down a narrow pathway, and you'll see it's pretty much focused down the middle. The sides aren't really that lit up. It's just me trying to ride with one hand. And then I'll switch to the wider beams, the warmer light, as you'll see now, which is the green. So that's it there, and you can see how much wider the angle is. It doesn't go as far, but it's much wider. So overall this light is really good. I'm enjoying it. It's 1200 lumens and it works really well. So thank you, Vastfire.